Selamat pagi everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at the Denpasar Ngurah International Airport here on the island of Bali. Today I'm going to be flying Garuda Indonesia, Indonesia's main airline, the national airline, from here in Denpasar over to Yogyakarta on the island of Java in the centre. Alright, so just got dropped off by an amazing Bluebirds taxi, highly recommend the company. And now that we are here at the domestic terminal, where all flights depart from, let's go in here and present our e-ticket, which you need to get into Indonesian airports, and check in. Welcome inside the terminal. After presenting my tickets via email, now let's go over, I think I'm going to go to a check-in desk so I can check in, because while there are self-check-in kiosks here for all airlines, I think all airlines, there's no self-bag drops as far as I'm aware, and I do have bags to check in. So let's go over somewhere and find check-in. We can actually find it on the board here, it would appear. There's my flight, Garuda Indonesia, GA 253. Check-in desk 1 to 13. There is priority check-in for SkyTeam Priority, as well as business and first class passengers. After checking for an upgrade, which was 180 Australian dollars, which is too much for a short 1 hour flight on a 737, check-in has now been completed. I've got my boarding pass, and they were super friendly at the check-in desk. Now let's head through security. Security has now been completed. It's pretty quiet here today. It's not automated, except for the fact that you do have to scan your boarding pass, which you don't normally have to do in Australia. However, it's automated, so it's really easy. So within a few minutes, we're now through, and now let's head up this escalator to departures. Now in departures, because it's very touristy here, there's still a fair bit of duty free. So if you fancy buying really anything, then it's certainly on offer here. There's also just there a Starbucks, which is always, when you're overseas, reliable for all right coffee. There's my plane for today, just about to touch down from Surabaya. My ride over to Yogyakarta is Papa Kilo Golf November Hotel. It's a 2014 built Boeing 737-800, delivered new to Garuda, Indonesia. This aircraft has actually been reconfigured a few times, most recently at the start of the COVID pandemic in February 2020. This is a gate change from the original gate lounge number 4, but this seems to be where a lot of Garuda flights come from, and go from. As you can see on the side there, Garuda is also part of the SkyTeam Alliance. To give you a little bit of information about Garuda, as of just yesterday at the time of speaking, at the Paris Air Show, they were named the best cabin crew. They have the best cabin crew apparently in the entire world with airlines, which is a pretty big achievement. So I guess we can put it to the test today to see if it's really that good. It's also rated a 5-star airline by Skytrax and constantly ranks in the top 50. Now time for priority and rows 41 to 46 boarding. The rows are very confusing on a lot of Asian airlines, including Garuda. I believe the first row of economy is row 21. I'm in row 33, so it's not my time to board yet. Not a bad boarding by row system.
Sampai 46 dipersilakan. Terpalu 31 sampai 46.
Selamat pagi. Terima kasih. Now time to board. Apa kabar?
Halo, welcome on board. Baik, 33K left side ya.
Terima kasih.
33K.
Welcome on board the Garuda Indonesia 737-800. Business class is in a 2-2 configuration with 3 rows. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Economy class, there's 150 seats in a 3-3 layout. Looks pretty impressive if you ask me. Careful of rows 26 and 27. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang, apa kabar? 33K.
Baik. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Welcome on board the Garuda Indonesia Boeing 737-800. My seat for today is 33F. Okay, now let's go through the seat features. Well, first up we have a view over kind of almost right in the middle of the wing, a little bit further to the back. So that's not a bad view at all. Now, legroom on this aircraft is very impressive. It's a good 79 to 81 centimetres, or 31 to 32 inches, which is actually very impressive for a short domestic flight. In the seat back pocket you'll find a safety card, a headset for the IFE, and a sick bag. Here we have the tray table, which you can pull down like this. It's curved very interestingly. You can pull it back and push it in, but it's not foldable. And there's a little cup slot there too. Now here with the IFE, it does work, which is cool if you press the on button. There we go. Can't see it because of the reflection, but it's there. And here's the controls. There is no universal power socket USB port anywhere, but it's a short flight, so that's not really a big issue. There's also an adjustable headrest, as shown here, which is very nice and comfy and, as I said, adjustable. Finally, the seat padding is also really nice and soft. So overall, the seat features for a 737 and a short flight in Indonesia are absolutely amazing, and you won't get any better than this on a narrow body in Indonesia, as far as I'm aware.
Welcome you on board this Boeing 737-800 series. This is a smoking flight, both of conventional cigarette and heavy cigarette. GA253 bound for Yogyakarta. The flight time to Yogyakarta will be 1 hour and 26 minutes. Thank you, and we wish you a pleasant flight. Garuda Indonesia selalu menjalankan tahapan prosedur inspeksi dan perawatan armada sesuai ketentuan yang berlaku. Terima kasih. Garuda Indonesia encourage all passengers to keep all personal hygiene during the flight by wash their hands with soap or use hand sanitizer. It is advisable to continue to wear a properly covered mask if in an unwell condition and at risk of COVID-19. In order to ensure your safety and comfort during flight, Garuda Indonesia always conducts inspection as well as maintenance procedures for the entire fleet in accordance with the applicable regulations.
Now time for taxi. Announcements, but I cannot hear. That's Mount Agung in the background.
Fitur lengkap untuk jalani hari. Ada top up pulsa atau paket data. Top up berisi mudah untuk pergi ke tempat kerja. Bayar praktis dengan
The very friendly cabin crew have very swiftly coming around to give out the little light meal, I guess you could call it. So they gave me this little snack bag thingy. Let's have a look at the contents. They said chicken teriyaki, I think. So you have some bottled water, which looks cool. This little thing, there might be teriyaki or something in here, but that looks nice and soft. And then there's also some nuts as well, which is really nice. So overall, I would say that for a short 1 hour and 20 minute hop over to Yogyakarta, it is pretty good, but it's also what I'd expect from Garuda or Indonesia, considering the price point. I do believe on flights to Jakarta, however, they offer a full-on meal service. Here's the mixed nuts. They look alright. I tried I ate all of the little bun sandwich thingy. It was kind of like a brioche bun with literally just barely flavoured chicken in the middle. Chicken was bland, but thankfully the actual bread itself was absolutely delicious. I kind of wish that they would just give out the bread rolls. Overall, I would say it's a pretty good meal service from Garuda Indonesia. As I mentioned earlier, it's what I expect, but it's really efficient, which is good, with coming in the bag, and they came around super quickly. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the in-flight entertainment. The IFE is interactive with your finger, so there's no remote, but it's not particularly responsive and you can't change the map, it just does its own thing. So if we press EX, looks like we're turning. Oh, and as you can see, it is very adjustable. It's kind of adjusts too easily, considering you have to press quite hard to get rid of it. Okay, there we go. It hasn't loaded in that our destination is Yogyakarta at the moment. It says we're at 32,000 feet. So, as you can see here, even though this plane is 9 years old, I'm guessing that it has not been refurbished or anything since then, considering it looks very old, but there's still some movies to watch. As you can see here, there's some Indonesian and English movies. Okay, so now let's see if we can have a look at the rest of the movies. There's actually a very large selection of movies for a domestic flight. Well, for now I am going to leave it at that. I can tell you that there is quite a few movies, maybe 50 or something. I think there's some TV shows and stuff as well, but I'm unable to access it because I'm not sure why, but when I press this button, it doesn't work. The very friendly crew are now coming around to collect rubbish, I believe. Okay, so after the movie finished, because I somehow skipped it to the end, it took me back to home. So as you can see, there are indeed TV shows. I'm going to try to be careful as to what I press. It does look like there's quite a few different TV shows. There is quite a few movies and TV shows actually. I'm not going to risk continuing the whole way, though all of the episodes are shown separately, which is interesting. And there's music as well. So overall, for a short flight, an irresponsive but really good entertainment system. Should be landing in Yogyakarta in about 30 minutes. Something I will quickly mention is that Yogyakarta actually has basically a brand new airport. It opened just at the start of the COVID pandemic in 2020. It's Yogyakarta, according to Garuda, it's Yogyakarta, New Yogyakarta International Airport. The previous one I don't believe was international. It was much more central to the city, but it was getting tiny and not very good. The new terminal there, not the new terminal, it's a whole new airport in a completely different area. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I do look forward to checking that out when we get there. As you can see, we have now started our descent into Yogyakarta International Airport with two beautiful volcanoes in the background. There's a few more in the background as well. Look at those clouds. It's quite the strange flight path that we've taken to Yogyakarta today. Just down there you can see New Yogyakarta International Airport, where we'll be landing soon. We just need to turn around and land on the other side.
And lock your table securely. Also, store your footrest and
with that smooth landing, welcome to Yogyakarta.
Kepada DPS terhormat, kita telah mendarat di Bandar Udara Internasional Yogyakarta di Kulon Progo. Selamat datang di Yogyakarta. Silakan tetap duduk sampai pesawat ini telah berhenti dengan sempurna. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just landed at Yogyakarta International Airport in Kulon Progo. Welcome to Yogyakarta. Please remain seated until we have reached our final parking position. Fasten seatbelt sign is off. Before disembarking, please make sure to check all your personal belongings. Business class passengers may disembark first. You may claim your baggage at baggage carousel in the alcohol. We would like to say goodbye to all passengers and thank you for flying Garuda Indonesia, member of SkyTeam.
By the way, I'll do the conclusion when I deboard, since silly me managed to film the conclusion twice in slow-mo. Not sure why they're here, but there's some Japan Air Force, or not Air Force, government 777s over there. Not sure what they're doing. That's a Super Airjet A320 that hasn't been painted yet. Now time to disembark and conclude, thanks to me. Terima kasih, selamat tinggal. Welcome to Yogyakarta. This will take a few minutes, so I'm going to start concluding today's trip report. My journey today started at Denpasar, Ngurah International Airport at the domestic terminal. Looks like a beautiful airport, but as I was saying, you had to go to the desk if you wanted to check in bags, but luckily the staff was super friendly and it was really quick. Also, you had to scan your boarding pass to enter the airport. Selamat pagi. No, selamat siang. But yeah, you had to scan your boarding pass to get into the airport, and once again to enter security using an automated thing. And security wasn't very automated, but once again the lines were short, so it wasn't too bad. Once we were through security, I just hung out around the gate for about an hour before eventually realising after the plane touched down that they'd changed the gate. So I then had to go to the other gate and board. Boarding was executed nicely by Rose and ended up being like 5 minutes late, but that's not too bad at all. And then once we got on board, the seats were as I expected, which was very, very good. So I wasn't disappointed at all there. However, the only thing is it does look quite old, and it is quite old, especially since the colour of the seats is a bit interesting. But at least the actual seat features were very, very good. So if the seat features are this good on the older 737s, when Garuda get new planes, which who knows when that will be, I do look forward to seeing what that'll be like. We got a very nice greeting from the crew, and they were super friendly throughout the whole flight. However, I'm not sure if they wouldn't be the best crew I've ever had. They were great, but not the best I've ever had. So it remains to be seen whether they deserve to have the title of world's best crew. As for the food service, that was pretty good. It's what I expected, but it was pretty tasty considering everything. And I do look forward to hopefully trying out the Denpasar to Jakarta route at some point, which I believe has a full-on meal. And also the in-flight entertainment was good, however very unresponsive. Overall, I had a great flight with Garuda Indonesia today, and I would highly recommend them. However, the only issue is the price. It's $140 to $150 for this route, whereas Lion Air just there and AirAsia pushing back there, both costs $59 to kind of $79, which is about half the price of Garuda Indonesia. Honestly, if I were to do it again, I would probably go with AirAsia, and I just don't like Lion Air, but it's a very good value option. Garuda also only operate about 5 times a week. Lion Air do 2 daily, and AirAsia do it once daily. So I'll leave the rest up to you as to what you choose to do. But overall, once again, I had a great flight with Garuda Indonesia, but I'm not sure that it's quite worth the price. By the way, actually, if you do have SkyTeam status, then it might be worth the price. Anyways, now to the outro. It feels weird doing conclusions now. I haven't done it at the airport for a long time. But yeah, thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated, but it's not necessary nor expected. Also check out my website if you like at aviation763.com for information on upcoming flights and easier navigation to certain airlines trip reports. Also, I did live updates of today's flight on Instagram at aviation763_, so check that out as well if you want. And last but most certainly not least, thank you to all my incredible Patreons who helped to make these videos possible. The support is so much appreciated, and their names will be on screen now. I do apologise since this video, especially the end, will not be as good quality as normal due to my own mistakes, so I do apologise for that. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just landed at Yogyakarta, Indonesia.